Overrated. Kobe Bryant rode Michael Jordan comparisons into GOAT talks, says Nick Wright, who insists Tim Duncan is superior. Kobe Bryant has long been a figure of reverence in the NBA world. Known for his unmatched work ethic, clutch performances, and 5 NBA championships, Bryant earned a place in basketball lore alongside legends. But sports analyst Nick Wright isn't afraid to stir the pot, and recently, he made headlines with a bold claim. Kobe Bryant is overrated, rode Michael Jordan comparisons into GOAT conversations, and is ultimately inferior to Tim Duncan. Naturally, the comments sparked heated debate across social media and sports talk shows. Let's unpack Wright's controversial take, what it means for the GOAT debate, and why fans are reacting so passionately. Nick Wright's argument centers around a single point. Kobe Bryant's public image often benefited from comparisons to Michael Jordan. Wright argues that media narratives framed Kobe as the heir to MJ's throne almost from the start of his career. From the Black Mamba persona to his relentless scoring mentality, the storyline was that Kobe was the next Jordan, poised to inherit the GOAT mantle. According to Wright, this perception created an aura around Kobe that amplified his legacy beyond what objective analysis might suggest. Wright insists that while Bryant was undeniably talented, those Michael Jordan comparisons help him ride a wave of hype into conversations about the greatest player of all time. He claims that many fans and analysts overlook the finer details: efficiency, team success, and sustained dominance across multiple decades. By leaning heavily on the MJ narrative, Wright says, Kobe's accomplishments are often elevated in public opinion, sometimes unfairly. That's where Tim Duncan enters the conversation. Nick Wright argues that Duncan, unlike Bryant, built a legacy rooted in consistency, team-first play, and unmatched professionalism. The big fundamental led the San Antonio Spurs to 5 NBA championships, earned 2 MVPs, and appeared in 15 All-Star games, all while rarely drawing the kind of hype or comparisons that Kobe did. Wright emphasizes that Duncan's approach to basketball was fundamentally superior. He prioritized efficiency, defense, and winning over flashy scoring and highlight reel moments. Wright's perspective naturally drew immediate reactions from fans of both legends. Kobe supporters were quick to defend him, pointing to his 5 championships, 2 finals MVPs, and his reputation as one of the most clutch players in NBA history. Many argued that Bryant's ability to take over games and perform under pressure was unmatched, and that the MJ comparisons only highlighted his greatness rather than inflated it. Duncan advocates, however, backed Wright's view, highlighting the Spurs' sustained success over nearly 2 decades. They pointed to Duncan's ability to adapt as the league evolved, his quiet leadership, and his role in transforming the Spurs into one of the most respected franchises in NBA history. For them, Duncan exemplifies consistency, longevity, and team-first excellence, qualities that sometimes get overlooked in the flashier narrative surrounding Kobe. Part of the debate hinges on how we define greatness. Is it individual talent and scoring ability? Or is it championships, efficiency, and team impact? Nick Wright's position clearly favors the latter. He argues that basketball isn't just about highlight dunks or clutch shots, it's about sustained excellence, leadership, and a measurable impact on team success. By those criteria, Wright insists Duncan holds the edge over Kobe. The timing of Wright's comments also fueled the conversation. Kobe's untimely passing left a lasting emotional impact on fans, and any critique of his legacy is immediately polarizing. That emotional weight intensified the debate, as fans scrambled to honor Bryant's memory while wrestling with Wright's objective arguments. Of course, comparing players from different eras, styles, and team dynamics is inherently subjective. Jordan comparisons, Duncan's quiet dominance, and Kobe's flash and charisma all exist in different contexts. Wright acknowledges this, but his core argument remains. When evaluated purely on efficiency, team-first mentality, and long-term impact, Duncan's case for GOAT superiority is stronger than many realize. He also points out that Kobe's style, focused on hero ball, high-volume shooting, and clutch attempts, can inflate perception without reflecting the most efficient path to team success. According to Wright, while these moments create legendary highlight reels, they can obscure objective analysis. Duncan, in contrast, excelled in subtler ways: defense, post-play, rebounding, and facilitating teammates. Those contributions, Wright argues, make Duncan arguably the most underappreciated GOAT candidate in NBA history. The media's role cannot be understated either. Nick Wright claims that the constant Kobe-Jordan comparisons amplified Kobe's legacy in public perception, creating a narrative that was hard to challenge. Every highlight reel, every nickname, every emotional story contributed to a mythos around Kobe, sometimes at the expense of players like Duncan who let their performance speak louder than their PR. In the end, Wright isn't diminishing Kobe's accomplishments. He acknowledges that Bryant was one of the greatest players of his generation. But by his measure, the narrative surrounding Kobe's career often overshadows a deeper, statistical, and fundamentally grounded argument for Tim Duncan's supremacy. The debate rages on, and it's unlikely there will be a clear consensus. Fans continue to dissect stats, championships, and memorable moments, arguing passionately on social media, podcasts, and sports shows. Some defend Kobe's artistry and clutch prowess. Others celebrate Duncan's quiet dominance and team-oriented mindset. And through it all, Nick Wright's comments have sparked renewed conversation about how we evaluate greatness in basketball, and whether perception and media narratives can sometimes cloud objective judgment. Ultimately, this conversation reflects a broader truth about sports fandom. Greatness is multidimensional. It's shaped by stats, titles, intangibles, and yes, narratives. Kobe Bryant's legacy is iconic, emotional, and unforgettable. Tim Duncan's legacy is methodical, consistent, and undeniably effective. Both players achieved extraordinary things, but Nick Wright challenges us to consider whether the narrative surrounding Kobe may have outpaced the numbers, and why Duncan deserves even more credit than he gets. And that's why the debate isn't just about comparing two players, it's about how we measure greatness, recognize consistency, and appreciate the different ways basketball legends leave their mark on the game. If you want, I can also make a more clickbait-heavy version with a strong hook for YouTube, optimized to drive views and engagement for sports debate channels. Do you want me to do that?